Champions are not born. They're forged. This is about turning the ordinary into undisputed. Available now. Ade Oladipo, brought to you by Undisputed.
Morning, babes. Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing? Hopefully, you guys are all doing well. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, like, share, subscribe. All right, a couple of quick things before we get to it. The Look Back episode 3 is up now. Please go and give it a watch if you haven't already done so. I'll put the link up here somewhere. We did Alexander Usyk versus AJ2, which is a really good fight. I honestly forgot how good a fight it was. You know, I've spoken to AJ about this fight a couple of times, and he's always been very disparaging about his performance. I think he called it whack. It certainly wasn't a whack performance. In fact, it was a very, very good AJ performance. The problem AJ had, it's the same problem Tyson Fury had, the same problem Daniel Dubois had and will have, I think, is that they're in there with an all-time great. Like Alexander Usyk is just that special. And I think when it's all said and done, and I hope that it's all done after he fights Daniel Dubois for the second time, Alexander Usyk will go down as a top 10 heavyweight of all time. Fact. Like, definitely. I don't know how high in that top 10 ranking. We can have that debate when he hangs up the gloves, but that's what they're in with. So AJ, if you're watching this, it wasn't a whack performance. You guys can make up your mind. The Look Back is up. Go and give it a watch. All right, Ade and Gman episode 22 is also up. A lot of you guys listen to that as a podcast. Everything I do on this channel is available as a podcast. Just type in my name, Ade Oladipo, and you can listen to stuff. The newsletter is flying. Thank you so much. If you haven't signed up to the newsletter, I don't know what you're waiting for. The link is in the description. And finally, I have to remind you guys, I have a TikTok account. Again, the link to that is in the description. All right, let's talk some boxing. Where are we? Brian Norman Jr., Devin Haney agreed for November. Wow. Love it. Honestly, love it. This will be Devin Haney's first proper fight at 147. Ramirez's fight was at 144, I believe. Look, you got to respect Devin. You got to respect Devin. He was going to fight Ryan, rematch. Obviously, Ryan lost. He was then, okay, let me fight Teofimo Lopez. I don't know what happened. Teo wanted too much money. Okay, cool. Who next? Who next? Brian Norman, who's coming off the KO of the year. Devin Haney runs to the fire, people. I know some of you don't like him for some odd reason, but I like him and I respect him because that man talks the talk and walks the walk. He fights the fights we want to see. So look, that's a good one. That will be a Riyadh season event. I don't know if it's going to be in Riyadh or in America, but happy for Brian Norman as well. Spoke to Brian Norman. This is his coming out party now, right? He wanted, I believe, the Boots Ennis fight. I mean, I spoke to him, last week, and he kind of told me the story about what happened with the Boots Ennis fight. This isn't that, but this is a very, very good fight against an unbeaten Devin Haney. What else is there? Jake Paul is in every sense of the word a headline act. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, Jake Paul has the benefit of people watching him hoping he gets chinned. Like, do you know how good that is? Like, for him. Like, it's like Mayweather. It's almost like Prince Nassim Hamid as well. Like, you either love him or hate him. If you hate him, you're going to hate watch, right? You're going to tune in hoping someone can crack his jaw. That's what we're waiting for, right? Someone to put him out. So you're going to tune in. You're going to pay your money to see him lose. And if you love him, you're going to tune in as well. I haven't seen the fight. I haven't watched it. I've seen the highlights of it. From what I'm reading, though, Julio Cesar Chavez didn't get going until like round number 8. And then he decided, oh, okay, maybe I can win. But look, credit to Jake, man. No matter what you guys say. So I look at Jake maybe a bit different than most. Because I covered that Misfits boxing scene, Jake, he didn't fight for Misfits, but he came through that, right? The YouTuber world, right? He separated himself from that so far. It's incredible. Now people are desperate to see him in there against real boxers. Was Chavez a real boxer on the weekend? I don't know. I mean, he's a boxer by trade, but I mean, he hasn't really done anything in the squared circle for a number of years. But I'm telling you now, people, and I know some of you might disagree, but I think you're kind of coming round to it. Jake will fight for a world title. Will he win a world title? No, I don't think so, right? I mean, although clever matchmaking can be done, but he will fight for a world title. Isn't he now ranked in the top 15 by the WBA in the cruiserweight division? I think he might be, which I know sounds crazy, but I mean, we've seen crazier things in the sport of boxing. Like, this is, again, the wild, wild west. But yeah, I respect him. Honestly, I respect him. I respect what he's doing. There are many other ways for Jake Paul to make millions. I think we've seen it, right? Prior to all this guy was already a millionaire. I think he's picking the toughest route. I really do. Like, even in that fight, like, again, the highlights maybe didn't show all of it, but I did see him get caught loads of times in those last couple of rounds that he's getting hit. Like, this is risky business. I mean, he wanted to fight Canelo. Guys, he wanted to... Are we forgetting that? Like, Jake Paul was going to fight Canelo in May. That was going to happen. He was calling that Canelo. Now he's calling that AJ Patai. Is he going to fight these guys? No, I know he did a little face-off with Zerdo. He's not going to fight Zerdo, we know. But he's a fucking great salesman, and I respect him for that. All right, Chris Eubank Jr., Conor Benn 2, set for September the 20th. Remember, it was initially September the 27th. Tottenham are playing at home, so they decided to go a week earlier. All right, let's get into this one. I mean, is the sequel ever as good as the first? I mean, is it? I mean, Godfather 2 was better than Godfather. I thought Aliens was better than Alien. But there ain't many. They're going to have to pull out the stops here. Not just the fight. The fight delivered. And ultimately, you can do as much sending as you want. I mean, once the bell goes, I mean, it's only the fighters that are in control of making it good or bad. But I'm talking about the build-up. Like, the build-up for the first fight was so good, so perfect. I don't know how you replicate that. Like, the script writers, if there were script writers, are going to have to come up with something just outstanding. And it wasn't just, I mean, we always focus, and I get it, we focus on the Eubank Senior appearance, which just topped it off. But I mean, the egg slap, I think the press conferences were really good. Everything was just fantastic. I mean, how are you going to replicate that? I don't know. I mean, do you have to? I'm not sure. I guess the first one was so good, you already don't need to do a hard sell because the first one sold it for you. So everything that happened in the first one is now rolling over to the second one. So maybe it doesn't have to be as special as I want. I just felt like the first one was so perfect, you could just press stop. But again, like my movie analogy, when the first one is so good, what does Hollywood do? They roll out another 7. They keep on going until that fucking will and that money bag dries up. So this could be the same. I am hearing that's going to be the same stipulations for Chris Eubank Jr. So it will be the rehydration cap, the £10, the 160, all those things will be the same, which is crazy considering he's now a few months older. But let's be honest, I mean, this fight couldn't happen at 168. Like, Conor's far too small for 160. But yeah, they go again, and it will sell out again, and it will do record numbers. Everything will be rosy. Everyone will eat, put it that way. So look, good luck to both. Hopefully, I'm working on it. Who knows? I didn't work on the last one, and you guys know how upset I was with that. So we'll see, man. I'm not quite sure. Still don't even know where I am with that situation, but we'll see. Floyd Schofield lifted by 3 knockdown win over Tevin Farmer. What a fucking performance that was. Pardon my French. I don't like swearing that much on this channel, but what a performance. Considering what Tevin Farmer did in his last 2 fights and who he did it against. Like, William Zepeda in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, I thought he won. The second fight, he went to Mexico, and I thought he lost, but again, it was a really good performance against a top 5 lightweight. And then he fights Floyd Schofield, who, you know, has been a bit of hype around, but considering what happened with him in Riyadh, we're like, okay, where is Schofield? And then he does that. Speed, punch power, everything, accuracy. The finish was great. I mean, the ref could have called it after the second knockdown. The ref gave Tevin Farmer an opportunity because it's Tevin Farmer. But that's a fantastic performance. And if you're Oscar right now, you're excited. I mean, Oscar, all of a sudden, you look at Oscar's stable, it's a very good stable. I still think Top Rank have the best stable in America, but Oscar's stable's really good. Some really good young fighters. There's a lot of talk now about Floyd Schofield versus Abdullah Mason. But some people are like, no, fuck that. Let's try and run it back with Shakur. If Shakur gets past Zepeda, maybe that's who Shakur fights. But look, well done to Floyd Schofield and his dad. I think his dad's a great guy as well. Hypes him up. He hypes him up with class. Like, he's not swearing. He's not using the N-word. Do you know what I mean? He just speaks and hypes his son up, which I don't mind. I don't mind that at all. All right, final one, because time is running and I got to go. Jaya Pataya expecting negotiations for showdown with Gilberto Ramirez. Yeah, that should be it, right? Zerdo, came through Junior Dorticus. Obviously, although he did that face-off with Jake Paul, which was just silly. I mean, what are we doing? Like, surely this is it. Like, surely, and it's got to the point where I'm hoping Turkey can get involved now. I don't normally like that because it shows that fights can't be made without that financial backing. But I just want to see who number one is at cruiserweight. Like, can we just move on? And if again, I said this, I think a couple of weeks ago, if Jai can't get this fight, if I'm Jai, I vacate and go to heavyweight. I dance with the big boys. He would have watched Alexander Usyk do it. Alexander Usyk is a bit bigger than Jai, but he would have seen that speed and accuracy kill up there. They really do. And he'll look at some of these heavyweights as just slow as fuck. And I think he could piece up quite a few of them. So, look, if you can't get that one, then just go. All right, is there anything else? I think that's it. Other little bits and bobs, but we'll do videos throughout the week. All right, guys, girls, peace and love.
Champions are not born. They're forged. This is about turning the ordinary into undisputed. Available now.
Ade Oladipo, brought to you by Undisputed.